I'll never catch up. I'm failing my team. That sinking feeling when my inbox keeps growing. Every time I face the choice between my family and my business, these thoughts crash into me like a wrecking ball. Each day unfolds as a struggle between two realms that hold great significance in my life. Upon waking, a wave of unease washes over me. As I realize that regardless of my actions, there will always be someone who feels discontent. While I'm at work, a constant thought lingers in my mind. Have I overlooked another important school event for my children? As I spend time with my family, my mind often drifts to the emails accumulating in my inbox and the opportunities that seem to slip through my fingers. The guilt lingers, an ever-present shadow that seems impossible to shake off. It seems as though I'm balancing on a delicate tightrope, where even the slightest misstep could lead to everything unraveling. One day, I found myself overwhelmed after missing my son's soccer game due to a meeting with a client. The weight of that moment felt almost unbearable. I could remember on a particular sunny Saturday morning. The air carried a fresh scent, and the world felt brimming with possibilities. However, I found myself in the office, preparing for a significant meeting with a client. On that particular day, my son was set to play in a soccer game, and I had made a promise to him that I would be there to support him. As the meeting continued, I found myself glancing at the clock repeatedly. And with every minute that ticked by, a sense of heaviness settled in my heart. The client had high expectations. The pressure was palpable, and I needed to remain focused. I envisioned my son on the field, searching for my presence in the stands with each passing moment of the clock. As I reached the end, I realized the game had come to a close. I hurried to the field, only to find it deserted. My son sat on the bleachers, his expression reflecting a profound mix of disappointment and understanding that transcended mere words. I could see the disappointment in his eyes when he looked up and I wasn't there. That night, my wife and I engaged in a deep and meaningful conversation that seemed to stretch on for hours. She didn't yell, but her quiet words cut deep. We need you here, Leo. Your presence is essential for both the children and the business. However, it seems we can no longer continue down this path. As I lay in bed, a heavy sense of disappointment settled over me, as if I had somehow failed not just my family and my clients, but also the expectations I held for myself. The house was quiet, but my head was screaming. I couldn't sleep. I lay there, gazing at the ceiling, and my choices felt like a rock crushing my chest. I began this business with the intention of providing for my family, yet it feels as though it is pulling me further away from them. The guilt was suffocating, like I couldn't breathe, and I found myself at a loss for how to make things right. I lay there, replaying the missed game and the client meeting, wondering if I'm failing everyone. Several months later, an important client meeting was scheduled for a Saturday. I made a promise to my daughter that I would be present for her dance recital that day. This time, I approached things in a different way. I reached out to the client in advance to share that I had a family commitment. But I was available to meet later that day or the following week. I set a boundary with the client and stuck to it. I was taken aback by their understanding and willingness to change the date. I attended the recital, my heart swelling with pride as I cheered for my daughter who gracefully twirled on stage. When my daughter saw me in the audience, her face lit up. That moment was worth everything. Nothing compared to the warmth of her smile when she spotted me in the audience. That night, I felt a flicker of hope. Like maybe I could make this work. I honored my promise to my daughter, while also ensuring that my client received the care they needed. It wasn't a matter of choosing one over the other. It was about embracing honesty and establishing boundaries. I discovered that embracing honesty and politeness can create space for both my family and my business to thrive together. For the first time in a while, I felt a sense of relief, as if I was no longer experiencing the weight of failure. The atmosphere seemed to lift, and the hues around me appeared more vivid. I discovered a way to support both, and it felt like a meaningful achievement. I was fully present at the recital, and it felt like a weight lifted. That moment transformed my perspective. For what felt like an eternity, I found myself ensnared in a cycle of guilt, caught between two worlds that held deep significance for me. What made it so challenging? I felt an immense weight bearing down on me. There was an expectation for me to prioritize family above all else. But I couldn't shake the fear of disappointing them if the business didn't succeed. I found myself in a position where I felt the weight of needing to be everything for everyone. And it was truly overwhelming me. I realized I was trying to be everything to everyone, and it was breaking me. At that moment, a simple truth came to mind. Being present is what matters most. It's not about the quantity of time you possess, but rather the quality of that time. My family and my business both rely on my presence, even if it's not constant. I was so busy doing, but I forgot to just be. I received a profound realization. Simply being present is a true gift. Being with my family allows me to immerse myself in the moment, free from the concerns of work. While I'm at work, I find it easier to concentrate on my tasks, knowing that I've dedicated time for my family. It's about finding a balance where both can coexist without overshadowing each other. I started this business to provide for my family, not to lose them in the process. Balancing both is not just a possibility, it's the way I honor that commitment. I worried about letting my team down too, but I realized they're resilient. I pause when the guilt begins to surface. I pause for a moment, inhaling deeply, and become aware of the solid ground beneath my feet. I remind myself that while I cannot be in multiple places simultaneously, I can immerse myself completely in the present moment. Now, when guilt hits, I pause, breathe, and ask, what can I do right now to be present? I approach family time with the same intention as I do with meetings. It's a commitment that I hold dear and prioritize without question. In their presence, I find myself setting my phone aside. I allowed the world to pause. It may seem simple, yet it proves to be effective. This change has truly transformed my life. My family holds a significant place in my heart, and I find that my work has become more centered and purposeful. I may not be perfect for my family or my business, but my presence is what truly counts. Balance isn't perfect, but it's possible. And that's enough.